Hey, what's going on, social media lane? It is your resident social media therapist, Demetra Corley, with another episode of The Redirect. So, what is The Redirect? It is a podcast doing what I love, and that is helping people to detect, disrupt, and dismantle negative thinking patterns, mindsets, and behaviors. And I do that by shining light, showing love, and sharing tools and resources that we can implement into our day to day life. And on today, we're going to be talking about nutrition and mental health. And I know at times we may not think the two correlate, but they actually do. So we're going to do that with our special guest on today, which is Coach B. But before she comes up, I'm going to give you a little bit about her. So Coach Vicky is a fitness and nutrition coach. She is a certified personal fitness chef and a vegan enthusiast for all our plant-based folks out here, okay? She's the founder of Strengthen with B Nutrition and Fitness Coaching and the author of Cooking Vegan with Vicky, which is an awesome cookbook that allows everyone to improve their health and boost their immune system with plant based options. She resides here in Nashville, Tennessee, by the way of Southern Illinois, with her little cute Alina and her husband. So, with that being said, I want to welcome Coach B to the Redirect. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hey y'all.
Hey, so we out here. I was like, I know if I want to talk nutrition, I already know. I'm coming to Vicky. I'm coming to Vicky because I got questions.
Okay.
So to
Hope
kind
I
of
got
get you,
the answers for you, ma'am.
oh girl, you got all the gems that we need on today. So, I know you do. I just feel it. I feel it. So we're gonna hop right on into it. And I
Okay.
want to ask, what inspired your love for nutrition and wellness as a whole?
Uh my inspiration behind it years ago was when I would probably say back maybe when I was in my early 20s. So I would probably say like 21, 22, when I had a breast cancer scare. So I was doing, how every month we do the whole shebang of, trying to figure out, check ourselves and all that kind of stuff on our chest and everything like that. And and I felt a lump. And I'm like, "Oh Lord, here we go. What is going on?" So I
Yeah.
uh I end up going to my aunt Alice, and I told her about it. She was like, "Listen, you need to go ahead and get checked out." So, long story short, went and go get it checked out, and it wasn't cancerous or anything. It was benign. So it was huge, they said. However, they was like, well, we won't do anything unless it hurts you. So if it is bothersome, we can drain it or whatnot. But if not, we'll just, continue to keep a watchful eye on it. Or, if we want to do, anything further, then let us know if it does bother you. So after that, I'm just like, okay, well, I got a lump. They say it's benign, but how did it get there? Like, what is going on inside my body
Right.
that, that allows it to just come and make space without me knowing? So, just did a little research. I was working out and doing a little bit of that at the time. And so I just really changed the way my eating habits and just different things like that, just adding more fruits, more vegetables. Um I was not vegan at the time. But I just added those different things and I was exercising just a little bit. And so years down the line, I'm sorry, I keep I keep on looking off because I have my baby here. She's on the sideline, looking crazy, doing some off the wall things, but it just changed up the way that I was doing things. And so when I was doing that, I did see a change in the size of how it was. So the lump, it shrunk just a little bit.
Hmm.
And so then, as I was continuing to do what I was doing, you could barely notice it. So it never gave me any trouble as far as, pain or anything like that. So I to never went to go get it drained or anything like that. But it did decrease in size. So that was my first turning point with nutrition, because I'm like, okay, well, I know this nutrition thing works, with
Mhm.
some things. Now, if you find that things have progressed, then you definitely want to take different measures. But I had no other health concerns at the time, but that's where it all stemmed from, was just really doing things to heal myself from within.
Right. So, a word that I always use is intentionality. And so you had to be super intentional about your health because you were starting to have a health concern. You noticed, something going on within your body and how you started taking steps in order to improve your nutrition and your wellness so
Hmm.
that yeah, hopefully that health concern would resolve. And I think sometimes too, I know when I'm chatting with people in therapy, that correlation isn't always noticed right off the
Right.
bat until they start actually taking those little baby steps and
Yes.
noticing the improvement in it. So that kind of leads me into my next question, and that is, do you think some of our health and wellness journey is generational?
Yes, I do. Simply because with me, I'll say this: when I was younger, never did anything. We never. Well, I was a cheerleader, but as far as exercise, honestly, it wasn't my. You know what? Let me stop lying. My mom, she was
Please don't get your mama.
a little bit. So when I was little, my mom, she was a assistant karate instructor. So I took karate. Then, other than that, I was a cheerleader, but we did no other type of formal exercise like going to the gym or anything like that. Also, one of the things that we didn't have like a super clean diet. So we never I don't recall me eating any vegetables. And as I was getting older, I really didn't eat them either. But it's all in what the kids see, or when we were younger, what we saw growing up. And so when we saw that, and when we ate like that, or did specific exercises or not, then it passed down to us, and then it passes down to the kiddos. So other than seeing the karate instructor and all that, that's all I seen. I never wanted to be a karate instructor, but I honestly do. It is generational. So if they see you doing something, they're going to kind of mimic the same thing up until it's time for them to start going to school, and they experience um other things. Like if they see somebody else playing sports, or if they see other kids exercising and everything, they might be a little curious. But it is, I really believe it is, because I no vegetables in our direction. So it wasn't really important to me. But now that I see, that it is beneficial, I'm trying to pass that on down to my little one. Um,
Mhm.
so she knows.
That's awesome because I agree with you as well that some pieces of it are generational, and sometimes we repeat things just because that's what we grew up with. And
Yeah.
one of the vivid examples that comes to mind, which I make it a habit not to do in my house, is my family used to store the food in the butter containers and all all kind of other food containers, and you think it's that, and it's not. Like, this is not
Mhm.
free Tupperware, but essentially, people like my grandmother used to do it, so that's why
Yeah,
my mom used to do it, and things like that. And so it's just like learned behavior. And I
it
was like,
is.
oh no, that's gonna stop with me because we're not doing that.
Yep. I remember one Thanksgiving, I was at my mom's house, and it was this Cool Whip bucket she had, and open that bad boy up, it was banana pudding. So
That's
yes, yep, that's a learned thing. We see it all the time.
absolutely, absolutely. So, how would you say that nutrition and wellness affects our mental health?
So various foods, and they say all um has certain what is called antioxidants in them. So those are the things that help to combat things like free radicals, that make up the cancerous cells and different things like that. So, um, those fruits and vegetables, I usually tell people, like, because I'm, vegan, vegetarian, and whatnot. And so, a lot of people ask me, and I don't push that on anybody. Now, if you want to learn and all that kind of stuff, then I'm super duper happy to help. But I always tell some people there is some meat that they say that has those compounds in it that can help to combat things like the free radicals and everything like that. However, majority of the things in the or the compounds in fruits and vegetables that are grown and given to us by himself up there, those are the things that has those antioxidants in them, like the B vitamins and the C vitamins. Those are the things that can really combat, and they have some out there that can help to help with mental health. So it's certain things out there that we can eat that does help to help with our mental. So like those leafy greens and those berries and just different things like that. But those are the things that has most of your um real health benefits. So it's not just weight loss or anything like that, but definitely mental health.
Yeah. So we have to be super mindful, which I'm learning even now, of what it is that I'm ingesting and how
Hmm.
that makes my body feel after I eat it.
Yes. And your
Yeah.
body will tell you a lot. Um, your body will tell you when you are super drained or getting dehydrated. And sometimes we ignore those signs. And when we ignore those signs, it just builds up and it continues to build and build and build. And
Mhm.
then next thing trying to fight off some type of illness or cold or, health issue.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you brought all of that up, because that's a great segue to the next question that I had for you. And that is, what are some common misconceptions about food or other other things that we may have heard growing up that, like, yes, that's actually true, or there's still some additional research being done on that, because we have sayings like an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Just eat carrots because it's good for your eyes. I think it was carrots for your eyes, just
Uh-huh.
things like that. Like, what what are some of those misconceptions, or maybe they're not some misconceptions, it's actually the truth, but we kind of thought.
Actually, some of those things are really, really true. So there are some different compounds. So say like the apple. Now, I'm not gonna say, just having one apple, a day is gonna keep that doctor away, because you're gonna have to pair it with some other things. So it is true that it can help you, clearly to stay healthy. And one of the things with the apple, how you see a lot of people, um, I would say my dad was probably one of them, but peel the apple, peel it, take the peeling off and all that kind of stuff. Actually, your the benefits from the apple is really from the peel, not
Mm.
from the flesh. So if you do have an apple a day, you better keep the peeling on it. So just wash it really good, if you need scrub it really good. But that is the one that's how you're gonna keep the doctor away, is by eating the peeling of it. Make sure it's off. Another one with the carrots. It is not a misconception. So you have like your compounds like the beta carotene and the good stuff in there that are good for the eyes. However, there is a such thing of eating too much. So if you eat too many carrots, I can't tell you the amount that's too much, but if you eat too many, you can turn like an orange color.
Hmm.
So it does help the eyes. Um, I know one of what is it? Walnuts is a good brain food. And they'll show, like if you Google it and just different things like that, and you'll see it compared to a brain, you'll see it next to a brain because
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's really a good brain food. So though it's not
Mm-hmm.
misconceptions for that. Now, I would probably say it's a lot of controversy out there, um as far as meat and everything is concerned. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that it's bad for anybody. It just didn't work for me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, reason why I switched. But my husband, he eats meat. My little one, she occasionally, will eat some chicken and all that kind of stuff. But for me, it did not serve me well. But there are, I would probably say, you have to look it up, but benefits to maybe a little bit of red meat,
Mm-hmm.
not a lot, but yeah, I would say those things are true. Like the apple a day keeps the doctor away. So yeah, but you have
Yeah.
to have more than one apple.
Okay. So for those for those who may not necessarily care for apples, I love apples, but I probably am not going for the right ones because I like the real sweet ones. And I make sure I look at the little guide too because I want mine all the way to the sweet side. Does that matter?
I like the Honey Crisp apple. That's probably my favorite. Honey Crisp and Fuji. I do a little what is that? The Granny Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a sweet apple is fine. Now, if you get into like the grapples, have you heard of that?
No.
The
What's a
apple that tastes
grapple?
like a grape.
No.
I wouldn't do that. So don't go to the store looking for a grapple.
I see. That's gonna make me go look for one because I have never heard of that. So I'm going to my nearest
Don't
Publix.
eat it. Because I'm like, how can an apple taste like a grape? But anyway, a sweet apple is fine. All
Mhm.
apples are definitely good.
Okay. So we heard some things that we definitely can have that's going to benefit us like the apples, the carrots, leafy vegetables, I believe you said. So
Hmm.
what are the things that we kind of need to stay away from or kind of limit because that's going to affect our mood and how we're feeling?
Well, first of all, I know we hear this all the time, but your sugary, high fat foods. Um, and not saying that fat is bad, but when it comes to your things like your hydrogenated oils or um, your saturated fats, your high sugar, those are the things that you want to definitely limit out of your diet. Because if you don't notice, um, one of the things that, when you start to, be mindful of what you eat now, start to notice how you feel when you have those sugary foods or just different things like that. I notice for me that it does make me a little sluggish, especially depending on how much I eat.
Hmm.
So you can, and like I said, I didn't say take it away from your diet altogether. Now, if you do have some complications and health issues and just different things like that, maybe you need to take it away for a significant amount of time and then slowly add it back in. However, if you don't have a lot of, health issues and all that kind of stuff, um, just limiting those things. So say for instance, if you're used to having a whole package of Oreo cookies,
Hmm.
I'm not saying take the whole package away, but maybe have a couple of Oreo cookies, the serving size. If you look on the back of
Hmm.
the package, it'll tell you an actual serving.
Hmm.
So just start with a serving. If you feel like, you may want a little bit more, then that's okay. But
Hmm.
high sugar foods, high fat foods are the things that you want to definitely reduce because those are the ones, it doesn't have antioxidants in them. They have tons of ingredients in them that may not agree with you internally. So, say like for instance, your gut bacteria and all that good stuff that we need.
Hmm.
Those are not the things that's going to make you feel happy you know um, or allow you to be healthy. Those are the things that drain you of your energy. You
Mhm.
know, the high fat foods or the saturated fat foods, those are the things that can clog up your arteries. Um, and can cause some, damage to you. So the high fat foods, high sugary foods, not saying that you have to get rid of it altogether, but just find a way where you can add some of the good stuff in
Yeah.
and slowly reduce some of those things. And simple carbs. Simple carbs is another one. You want to definitely replace those with your complex carbs. So your simple carbs would be something like your white rice or white pasta, um, your white breads, and then you can replace them with things like your complex carbs. So that would be like your whole grains, your whole wheat things. So like your whole grain breads or oatmeal is another one. So um, what some people would do instead of oatmeal would be the sugary breakfast foods, which is not bad because they're good, and I know the kids love them. But if we can, maybe a couple of days out of the week, have oatmeal. It doesn't have to be plain. You can put a little bit of sweetener in it, but just a substitution
Mhm.
and just start to do those things. So, um, your simple carbs is one of them that you want to, reduce more of. You want to reduce more of the sugary foods, the sugary snacks, and also your high saturated fatty foods.
I love those gems you just threw out there because it led me to think too. What would you say are some other ways that we can help jumpstart ourselves into to better health? I always tell clients nothing changes until you make a decision. So I
Right.
know we have to make a decision to be in better health, but in addition to being mindful about what we eat, what would you say are some other ways to kind of jumpstart us into to better health?
As far as nutrition is concerned, it's a thing of it's a one day at a time thing. First of all, you have to switch your mindset to saying, well, I choose, because every day we have a choice of whether we want
Mhm.
this or whether we want that. So choose to do the things that are best for your body. So if you know that going to a fast food restaurant, after you had your fries, your burger, and your shake, or whatever it is that you have, that if
Mhm.
you feel sluggish, maybe we need to try something new. So it's just those small steps. So let's say for breakfast, if we normally have, cereal, which, like your raisin bran and all that kind of stuff, a lot of people do eat, but maybe let's switch it out for oatmeal. The oatmeal, you can still put your nuts in, you can put your raisin in and everything, but that's going to help, that it has its health benefits versus the sugary, um your sugary cereals. But just taking it one day at a time, maybe instead of the chips for a snack, you can pack a snack that is of maybe a vegetable and a dip, or a fruit salad, or just something like that. So just taking those small steps by swapping out something every day. And then another one, let's see. I had it at the tip of my tongue that I was gonna say it, but I kept on talking and I forgot what it was. It's gonna come back to me. But those are a few of the simple. Just swap something out daily.
Mhm.
My
That's so
husband
good.
said butter.
Peanut butter?
He said peanut butter. Peanut butter for what? He said peanut butter for everything, but you don't want to do peanut butter for everything. So maybe like a snack. That is something, actually, that's a good fat that helps you keep a little fuller a little bit longer.
Mhm.
Versus, so say like your bag of chips. It'll get you full for a little bit,
Mhm.
but it's of empty calories. They might taste good, but it's not extremely good for you. Versus the peanut butter and maybe some crackers will be more beneficial. It has a little bit of protein in it. It has the fats that you need, and also it's going to keep you fuller a little bit longer.
I love it. Thank you so much for that, because I love how you started that off with it's a day at a time. It's a
It is.
choice. It's a choice that you make every single day. So we're not gonna master it all at once. And some days may be better than others, but if we're
Yes.
making a conscious choice each day to do something different, it
You know
oh
what?
yeah.
What I forgot to say. Okay, so I remember what I was going to say. One of the things that you definitely want to remember is because I know a lot of people when it comes to the weight loss journey or health journey, when so say like one day you have the infamous cheat meal, right, or the cheat
Hmm.
day. Some people feel like that, oh my God, I had such and such. I went to McDonald's and, I had this, and then the rest of the day it just went downhill. Now, if for some people, if it has gone downhill for the rest of the day, they make it a week of it going downhill. But you
Yeah.
have to think that meal that you had at that restaurant or whatever, or if it was a cheat meal, it was only for a one-time thing. It was a one-time
Hmm.
only thing. So
Hmm.
after you have had that meal and you have satisfied that craving, whether it was from McDonald's or whether if you had a whole carton of Oreos or whatever, it was just a one-time thing, right? So
Hmm.
that means that you have to make that choice for your next meal to have something a tad bit healthier. So just because you had that cheat meal or you just had two hamburgers and you just feel like the scum of the earth, don't feel like that.
Hmm.
Know and understand that on your next meal or the next day, you can get back on the wagon to your health. So, yeah, some people just feel like, oh my God, it's not that deep. Go ahead and eat that salad for the next meal.
Right, and get back on the horse, and it's gonna be
That's it.
okay.
That's it. Get back on the train.
Well, I appreciate this chat because I'm definitely making some mental notes for myself as well. But before you go,
Yes.
I got a quick little game that I've entitled "What's the Move?"
Uh-oh.
That if you don't mind, yeah, not bad, not bad. You got it. I'm
Okay.
telling you. So, broccoli or Brussels sprouts? What's the move? What you picking?
Um, broccoli. I have some in my refrigerator right now, but I like Brussels sprouts too.
Them
We're
is
gonna go with
baby
broccoli.
cabbages.
I know. I know.
But you going with broccoli?
I'm gonna go with broccoli. Yep.
Okay, okay. Next one is it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Oh.
Walmart or Target? What's the move?
I listen. If we talking about in specific areas, I'm going to Target because I don't like the Walmart in Antioch. I'll
That's
head
just
right
real
down
talk.
there to Smyrna.
Okay, so we rocking with the Target.
Yep.
Okay, so last one: city streets or the interstate?
I'm an interstate person. I just
Hmm.
don't like all of those stoplights.
Okay,
I'm definitely an interstate person because you get there much faster and you can go a little bit faster in speed.
there you go. I'm
Yep.
with you on that. I'm an interstate girl too. So, well, I appreciate you, Coach B, hanging with us on the redirect and giving us some jewels and how we can connect our nutrition to our mental health and being intentional about the things that we're putting into our body, because it's not just sometimes we may think of just the internal things,
Right.
the different feelings and things that we have going on inside, but what we physically eat play a factor into that too.
Yep, there
So
are some things that can just really lift your mood. So, one more thing I
yeah.
didn't mention was citrus. Citrus
Mm.
is some of those things that can be a mood lifter for you. So whether it's you smelling an orange or you have some citrus essential oils or some scented hand lotions, if you just really notice how you feel like when you smell it, inhale it, you'll notice that you'll get a little bit of uplifting energy. So yeah, food does play a big role in mental health and the
Yeah.
smells of it too.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I know definitely I love essential oils, and I know there's lots of people out there that you can have that essential oil and that diffuser
Yeah.
going and be able to set the ambiance for
Yes,
your space that
ma'am.
you're in. So tell the people how they can find you, Coach V.
Yes, ma'am. I am on Instagram and Facebook, and it is Strengthen with V. You can, and it's usually on Facebook. It can be like one word, or Instagram one word, but it is Strengthen with V. You can also find me, or just take a look at my website if you like. It is strengthenwithv.com.
All right, so y'all heard it from Coach V herself. Where to find it at? It's on the screen as well. Instagram and Facebook, Strengthen with V. Also, her website, strengthenwithv.com. So
Yeah.
be sure you link, you connect with Coach V if you have any questions. Uh, Tap into all the amazing things that she is doing as well as like, follow, and share on the Redirect podcast. Okay, we appreciate y'all getting the nuggets out because we all need we all need community, we all need each other, but sometimes it's these little gems and nuggets that we need to hear to be able to implement that into our day to day to keep us on the right track that we're on. So until
And
next time, we
also,
love y'all.
Demetria, if there are
Yeah.
people locally, I know, this is, virtual and everything like that, but if you're in the area, Hermitage, Nashville, East Nashville, or even if you want to drive from Smyrna, Mount Juliet, all that good stuff, I am located in Hermitage. I have a gym out in Hermitage, where we can get you with, with the good exercise, because exercising does help with mental health as well. But if you need a program as far as exercise, we have as low as 30 minutes a day, if that works with your schedule. Also, I do nutrition consultations at the studio as well. So it is called Strength with V. It's at 332 Jacksonian Drive, Hermitage, Tennessee. And if you do have any questions, social media is there for you to ask those questions, as well as if you would like to reach out, my phone number is 615-216-4808.
Oh, see, y'all got all the good contact now, honey.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
and get your program, go get your workout in. All the above. Coach B got it all for you. So we appreciate y'all tuning in on this episode. Until next time, like I said, like, share, and follow the broadcast. Drop us some comments. We love social media engagement, and you never know, your comment might be on the next Redirect podcast. So till next time, we love y'all.